In the southeast coastal city of Mariupol, the sound of what journalists on the ground say is an airstrike on a children's and maternity hospital. The scenes are apocalyptic. Buildings and vehicles decimated, the ground cratered, pregnant women stretch it out as stunned children are evacuated.
Today, Russian invaders committed a grave crime. They carried out an airstrike on the city centre of Mariupol. They destroyed by bombing the maternity hospital. Women and children were wounded. It is a war crime without any justification.
The mayor says more than 1,000 residents have died in the Russian assault on the city, in what President Zelensky is describing as a genocide.
I don't know how to repair all of this. I didn't bother anyone. I like to make crafts. I don't know if all this is real. It's the 21st century.
Russia is now saying the US has established biological weapons labs within Ukraine, an allegation the White House denies. Officials fear the claim is laying the groundwork for an attack Russia can then blame on the US.
Now that Russia has made these false claims, we should all be on the lookout for Russia to possibly use chemical or biological weapons in Ukraine.
With Russia accused of repeatedly violating ceasefires and shelling civilian escape routes from the hardest hit cities, Zelensky is begging NATO to enforce a no-fly zone over his country.
Don't wait me asking you several times, a million times, close the sky. No, you have to phone us to our people who lost their children and say, sorry, we didn't do it yesterday. Yesterday, the world did nothing.
Stefan Romaniw is the chairman of the Australian Federation of Ukrainian Organisations, and he joins us now. Stefan, what's it been like for you watching these horrors unfold from so far away?
Look, I think what's happened over the last couple of days, and especially today, has been absolutely atrocious, disgusting. Putin's a tyrant. There are all those things that we can use in terms of emotion, and I think the community, the broader Australian community, the international community, feels exactly the same way. But I think what was happened yesterday with the hospital was the lowest of the low. Keep in mind it was International Women's Day, and to have babies in rubbles and pregnant mothers and seeing all that blood, I mean, it makes your blood boil, and I think it's time for the international community to act now. We've done a lot of talking. Everybody's talking about a war. We have a war, so I'm not sure what we're waiting for in terms of putting him and those Russian troops away.
What are the Ukrainians on the ground over there telling you about what's happening?
I speak to them almost nightly or daily. They are committed. They will fight. They obviously feel, and I think President Zelensky has made this point, a little bit isolated, the fact that there's a lot of support in terms of sanctions and so on, but they are fighting a war. They are fighting a war. The Russian casualties are very, very heavy. Putin, who decided that he thought he'd get this thing over in 2 days, found that the resistance is huge. And I think maybe last time I was on with you, I mentioned this, that I spoke to people in Odessa, and their message was this: we will fight in the houses, we'll fight in the buildings, we'll fight in the streets, we'll continue to fight. But they are committed. They're not going to give up. Ukrainians are not going to give up. They'll fight this to the end. And as somebody said the other day, you know, we're going to fight for victory.
There are probably a lot of people watching at home who want to help but don't know where to begin. What would you recommend that they do?
Look, there's two things we're doing at the moment. We have a humanitarian aid program, and we also have a program called You Help, and you can go to aussieukes.com. Basically, what we're doing is we're asking people to provide funds to support the army, or they could also donate to UkraineCrisisAppeal.org, which is the humanitarian aid, and we're working through Caritas and Rotary. But the Australian public, and can I just say thank you to Australia, because the normal run-of-the-mill guy in the street understands this, and the support that our community is getting from the broader Australian public and also from the government is really heartening.
Stefan, thanks so much for your time tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you.